Hi, I'm Roland Benberry III, letting you know what's going on in the teen community. We have it all: music of the month, tips on nutrition and health, books of the month, plus highlighting teams in sports, volunteering, the arts, and plenty more. Hi, I'm Roland Benberry III, host of The Connection. When it comes to creativity and the willingness to inspire others, look no further than the students at the Southfield Regional Academic Campus. These 3 art club students explain how they see creativity on canvas: the paint, the brush, the inspiration.
I got started pretty much how everybody else got started. You had to take the class in elementary, but didn't really didn't really care for it until Miss McNeese. I just heard about the art club and just wanted to go join it. Figure out to do something, keep my mind occupied.
Well, actually, the reason I got involved in paint is because I didn't have Miss McNeese since the 5th grade, but in one of our classes, she decided to show a movie called Jackson Pollock. And I really love his art. I really love the way because he just likes to, he doesn't really draw with a pencil and try to do detail. He, on a canvas, he just decided to I want to throw some paint on the canvas and that's the way he wanted to paint. So, and I loved it. It's just some really nice art, and that's what really got me into art.
I've always really liked painting and drawing and art in general, but it's kind of like when I got here, it had more meaning to it.
The type of art that I do is abstract art. And what abstract art is it's art that's mostly from your imagination. It's just things that you just see in your head, and you like to see it on canvas. And it's just really nice. I really love it.
I don't do a specific type of art. I don't really know all the different types of art. I just got into it. But whatever gets my image, my ideas down to show the world, then I will do it, whatever I need to do to show it.
My favorite art form has to be what I'm working on now, which is galaxy painting. It's my favorite art form because it's like what really is behind the trees and the stars and the sky. And it kind of just shows like what it could be and how it is. For my galaxy art, my technique would be spray paint. I do a lot with that. I've tried oil-based paint, but it kind of did a scattery thing with me, and I'm still working on it.
Okay, when I paint, the way I paint is abstract art. And to me, what that is when I do it, I love to, first I like to get a plastic cup. I like to put my acrylic paint in there, add a little water, make it to the right consistency that I like it at. And then basically what I do, I take a brush and I go crazy on the board. I fling it on there, and it's not just flinging it on there. You have to have some type of order how you want to do it on there. It's not just, you just gonna fling it on there and hope that you do it in, you kind of imagine what it's gonna look like before you do it. And that's the way you just fling your arms, and it's about, and in some parts you just draw it in the way that you want, and yeah, it's great.
My favorite part about painting is when I get started, because I know what I'm gonna do, but I know at the end it's not gonna come out to what I want. I know I'll think I'm gonna make a house, but when I come out, it'll probably be a bunny. I don't know.
My favorite part about painting is just like the peace it gives me. It sounds weird, but I really feel at peace with myself, and I feel happy that I'm doing something that could easily be taken to my future and something that just makes me happy.
Oh, my favorite part about painting is well, when I paint, I never really paint with just, I'm going to do this. I just like to get a bunch of colors, get a canvas, and just throw it on there and just see. I just really love to see what it's going to end up looking at the end. That's basically what abstract art is to me. Just not really knowing what you're going to do, just loving it at the end.
Miss McNeese, she's a very smart, generous, kind teacher. She helps me with painting. Like the first thing when I first joined the art club, the first thing she told me was, "Do I have a sketchbook?" And I said no. She told me I got to get a sketchbook. She wants me to just draw all my ideas down. Whenever or if I see something in the paper I like, just put it in there. And that's what I've been doing. I've just been drawing since then. She just helps me out to speak my mind pretty much on paper.
But my teacher, Molly McNeese, I really love her. She's a great person. She loves to laugh, she loves to play. And when it comes down to art, she really loves to just really help me out a lot in it, provide a lot of the things that I need for it.
With my teacher, she is like a big influence for me, and she's always there. It's something like when I need help with my work, I can just go to her and ask her what my work needs help on, and she's definitely going to be there to help me and critique me and also make it better and tell me what I should do. And it's like that figure you need to be there for you. I get my inspiration from a lot of different things. It really just depends on how the world works for me, and it's really just how other people see things. I'd rather go off what they see because it really depends on how everyone else views my art and not just me.
For my paintings, I get my inspiration from, well, I get it a lot from artists, I get it from magazines, I get it from internet, and then a lot of my stuff comes straight from my head. It's just like I love, sometimes you might just be asleep at night and you just see these, like see it in your head and you just want to see what it looks like on canvas. And that's basically what I do. I just love to abstract, I just love abstract art.
After high school, I plan on going to an art school. It's not an art school university, but I do want to go into graphic designs and or TV production, but I do want to keep doing what I'm doing.
After high school, I want to go into graphics design. I see myself working with a lot of bands and artists, doing their band work and album covers for them, or posters, or if needed.
When I grew up, I would really love to be just an artist. I would love to be like an art teacher in school. More like for big kids. I love to like being real detailed art, and just like painting, all of that stuff, like going outside and just painting and stuff.
I view my artwork as what everybody else views it, as creative. So, I mean, if you think it's ugly, then it must be ugly, but at the same time, it's my art, so that's what it is.
I view my artwork as something confusing. It doesn't really have a pinpointed answer on it, so when someone asks me, like, what do I see in it, I can't say one thing because it has so many different things about it, and it can go so many different ways, so why look at it just my perspective?
I view my artwork as, it's just like, when you look at it, I want you to see whatever you want to see. It's not, when I draw it, I don't want you to just see one thing. I like my abstract art is basically just, I throw it on canvas and it's shapes and all type of things on there. I want you to just see basically whatever you want to see. If it's a universe with galaxies, then I want you to see that. If it's a plane with birds and bees, I want you to see that. It's whatever the viewers are looking. That's basically what I want them. I want them to see whatever they want to see.
Palette Pleasers with Jason Singer.
This afternoon, we're gonna make rigatoni alla formaggio. It's really simple to make, but really full of flavor, really delicious. I've already salted some boiling water and I boiled the rigatoni and strained it. So right now we are gonna begin with the other ingredients. Here I have 2 thick slices of what is called pancetta, and it's called Italian bacon. I don't think that's the right description, but it's really delicious. And I asked the butcher to cut me it about ½ an inch thick. And we are just gonna cut it and fry it up, and then get going with all the cheeses. So we're just gonna cut it into these cubes, and it shrinks down a little in the pan, and it gets all crispy and crunchy. It's really delicious. Okay, I finished cutting the pancetta into these little cubes, and I've just heated some olive oil on a skillet over there, medium-high heat, and I'm just gonna go fry it up until it's crispy like bacon. While the pancetta is cooking, I have my strained rigatoni right here, and I'm just gonna drizzle it with a little olive oil to keep them nice and moist and separated. I also like to season the pasta, any pasta, right in the strainer. So I'm just gonna crack a little pepper over it. I like a lot of pepper actually. And some fresh salt. Never too early in the cooking process to start seasoning anything. I'll just give that a quick stir. Get all those seasonings distributed. And I'm just waiting on the pancetta to brown, but in the meantime, I have two cheeses. I have Pecorino Romano, which is kind of like Parmesan, but it has a little more tang to it, a little more flavor. And then I also have Parmigiano Reggiano. And I have our mascarpone cheese, which is gonna be like a thickening, creaming agent into the pasta. So I'll just start by grating about, I like a lot of cheese, so about half a cup of Pecorino Romano. And then we'll just set the cheeses aside. And when everything is ready, we're gonna add the cheeses to the rigatoni and make it really creamy, really cheesy. It's rigatoni alla formaggio, so it's gonna be delicious. All right, it's about half a cup. I don't know, I guess I can add a little more, why not? A little cheese never hurt in a dish. And then I will add a little more. Now we have our Parmigiano Reggiano. Just do that, like so, and about another half cup. Don't worry if it crumbles, that's the way these old cheeses go. And then I'll just set all of this cheese aside. And once again, I have some more basil. And you just want the leaves, you don't want the stalks. And I'm gonna use a lot of basil this time. A nice, generous handful. And maybe a little more actually. All right, now just bunch it together. I find it's the easiest way to chop up basil. Just run your knife through it. And as soon as you cut into the basil, you immediately get hit with this delicious smell that emanates from the basil. All that flavor that's soon gonna be added to the dish you're making. And we'll just chop up our basil like so. And I'm just gonna go check on the pancetta and we'll get this rigatoni going. All right, it looks like our pancetta is done. You notice that caramelized crispy color. It is crispy and delicious. So we're just gonna set it on back burner and I'm just gonna get the rigatoni in a pot with the cheese and basil and I'll be right back. Here's the basil and cheese. I'm just gonna turn the heat all the way down. And now I'm gonna add half a jar of tomato sauce. Any tomato sauce will do. I recommend one that you think is really flavorful, really good. Now I'm just gonna stir that around gently. Turn down the heat a little more. Just all of that together. And then we are going to add a large spoonful of mascarpone cheese, probably 2 tablespoons. Just dump it right in there. And then I'm gonna also add some grated Parmesan. And you might be asking yourself, well, he already put Parmesan in. But I like this really finely grated Parmesan because I feel like it mixes in with the mascarpone. It has a nice consistency. They're very compatible, I guess you could say. So now I'm just gonna let this cook down, and once everything is melted, we'll be right back to finish it off with our crispy pancetta. Okay, I just tasted the rigatoni and I decided I need more pecorino and a little more basil because, you know what they say, the more the merrier. Now just mix this around, and to finish this pasta off, we're gonna add some cream and about 1 turn of the pot. And we'll add the pancetta now. All of it, all that crispy, yummy pancetta. And the greases are really good too. The oil that it released when it cooked. And now we'll just stir that, serve it up, and there you go, rigatoni alla formaggio. Okay, to finish off our incredible pasta, I have put it on a plate, and everything can look better with a basil leaf, in my opinion. We're just gonna stick it in right there, make it look nice. And then we can take some chives and just, either you can get fresh ones or these pre-bought ones. And to make this really look beautiful, just sprinkle it all over the plate. And some, emerald, bam. And now you have pasta alla formaggio. It's great for a date, it's great on a winter night, it's great any night, in my opinion, before you go on a date maybe. And so just to recap, we have rigatoni that I boiled and strained. You have this pancetta, which you saute in a pan until it's crispy like bacon. Then we mix it all in a pot with some grated pecorino romano, some Parmigiano Reggiano. Then we have loaded with basil, mascarpone cheese, some tomato sauce, and simply salt and pepper. So there you go, a simple, amazing, flavorful pasta dish. I'm Jason Singer with The Connection. Have a great day.
There are so many cool jobs out there that we don't even think about. Of course you have your regulars, doctors, accountants, and attorneys. Well, in the jewelry profession, your word and reputation means everything, and there's no one more trustworthy than Lena Gassam, owner of the Diamond Connection. Lena will explain what it takes to make it, and she just might show you some tricks to the trade.
I got a job around 16 years old. I got a job here through a friend of my sister's. And the people here actually I got a job in this store itself. She was over my house one day, and she was talking to my sister and said, you know what, why not have Lena come and work in the building? So I just came here, interviewed, and they hired me right on the spot. And that's how I got into this. Well, what's interesting about my job, I mean, the whole thing is really interesting. You know, you get to meet new people, you get to help out customers, pick out nice merchandise, nice jewelry, make new friends, and meet new wholesalers. Wholesalers are, for those who don't know, wholesalers are our suppliers, our jewelers' suppliers. Where this is where we basically purchase our merchandise from, our, diamonds, whether it's a diamond wholesaler or a gold wholesaler. I get a kick out of, helping out customers and having them leave out of here happy, and meeting new clients and getting the referrals. That's that's the most. I love that. That's the biggest compliment to me, is when a customer walks in here saying that they were referred by such and such. Like that'll make my day, because that alone, that tells me that I did my job. Well, my daily routine, basically every day we come in, customers walk in and we try our best to help them out, give them the best deals possible. When a customer walks in, it's a high to me to help them out and just kind of talk to them, meet them, get to know them, and try our best to just take care of them, give them the best deals. And when they come in, they're not like a dollar sign to me. It's like we become friends. They're like, a lot of my customers, the ones that are like my real good customers, they're like family. And if you ask a few of my customers, what do you think of Lena? I have them on my phone. That's how close I am with my customers, and just because, you know, I don't, like I said, I don't look at them like, you know, here, this person is here to make some money off of them. I mean, yeah, of course money is good, and that's why I'm in the business. But to me, this is more of a hobby, really. What it takes to get into this business, wow, this is a deep question, really. It's not that simple to get into this business. As you see, I mean, the smallest jewelry store has to have a minimum of a good, let's say, $500,000 in stock. So if you're not in this business to begin with, where you know the wholesalers, I already explained what the wholesalers are, and if you don't have money, you really can't do it. You gotta either, the wholesalers have to know you, where they basically trust you and supply you merchandise, give you merchandise on consignment, meaning they'll give you, let's say, $100,000, $200,000, and you'll give just a small percentage down, and then you know, they'll give you, let's say, 6 months to pay it, or 3 months to pay it, which is kind of, you'll get a lot of pressure out of that, because you have to make sure you're selling these items so you can actually pay the wholesalers on time. And really, that's what matters. Like, you got to make sure when you get something, your word is everything. In this business, your word is everything.
As you can see, Lena wears many hats when owning a jewelry store. Here's Lena showing how to repair. First, she cleans the rings and lines up the broken piece. Next, she gets the torch ready for the soldering. As you can see, she clips a piece off, and at this point, she puts the flame at a reasonable level to combine both metals to form as one. After that, she cools the ring down and puts the ring on the mandrel, where you shape up the ring to get that perfect circle. Now she smooths it and gets rid of the extra bumps from the hammering. After that, she takes another special tool to create the profile of the ring that keeps out the outer edge straight. Now with steady hands and without losing a finger, it's one more quick polish of the polishing machine, which also gets rid of the scratches. Then for the final step, Lena uses steam to give it that last extra bling to make the jewelry sparkle. What are teens doing nowadays to help out the community? Well, Southfield Youth Organization, YAC, took time out to give back to their fellow peers by putting together a Youth Diversity Symposium. Here's one of the leaders, Hannah Haynes, explaining the event.
The Diversity Symposium is an annual program that we have every year, held at different places in Southfield, and we have had many experience with working with teens in Southfield, in the city of Southfield and Lathrop Village as well. With this one, we wanted to have it really different. We changed our format and we wanted to just really make a big bang. We have our deep dive sessions, and that's where the kids just go in, they really realize some things that are issues in our community that nobody's taking care of, so they can come and learn and see what they can do to be a part of it. When we first started, we realized that we just needed to get the teens to come. So our first thing was to get the schools and the principals to agree with having this event. Then we realized we needed to have somebody, a speaker, a keynote speaker, who could just really take them in and just put them in their shoes and just make it see like what it is to live like them. So we tossed around a couple ideas and we came up with Kinetic Effect, and we asked them to come here and be a part of our Diversity Symposium.
With my windows rolled all the way down, and though I may never be able to go back to those times,
I can still skip when I walk,
blow bubbles in my chocolate milk,
and wish on the first star I see in the night sky.
And for that moment, I may forget what it means to be a grown-up,
and remember what it feels like
to be a kid again.
The process for planning this event started back in maybe at the end of January. We got together with Nikki Moss, she works at DT Energy, and together we plotted out the basis of the event. So we said that it would be held in the fall, and then we also wanted a keynote speaker, somebody who could embrace the youth and really make them pay attention to what they had to say. And we also wanted it to be really good for students and for them to come and be different when they leave. And it wasn't an easy process, but we all worked together with many other organizations in our group as well, and we got it done. Our first deep dive session that we will be having is religious diversity. With religious diversity, we're just showing kids other religions that they are, so they can be aware and know about these religions and not disrespect them in any sort of way. We're all people and we should all respect each other's religion. Our second Our second deep dive session is socioeconomics, and that's just basically explaining all the things that's going on right now with our economics and our system and how we can be a part of it and how we can help. Our third one is micro inequity. I've been in there and I've been taking pictures and it seemed really great. The instructor was embracing everybody. She was really just getting into it. And GLBT issues. The GLBT issues is just about people who are different and think different, have a different mindset than us, and how we should just be around them and respect them as well as we respect ourselves and not disrespect them in any other way, and just know how to act around any person in general, and just to know more, just to acknowledge that we are all the same, and just to know more and then just have a vague understanding of this. And our next one is intergenerational relationships. And I know that Gwen Winston with ARP is teaching this one, and she's just talking about the different generations we have and how some adults don't go with kids well and how some kids don't go with adults well. Basically, this one is just showing them that we are all the same people and how we can relate to other subjects, whether it's music, movies, or TV, but we can relate as well as they can. And our last one is personalities, and just explaining the personalities of others and how to work with each other and how to be teamed together and not let your personalities clash and not be apart together. For kids who want to get involved with their community, I would first tell them to ask their school counselors, their teachers, and maybe even their parents. Go to their city website and look and see if they have a community foundation. And I know the city of Southfield holds community events all the time that youth can volunteer at. So I'm not sure about other cities, but I know that Dearborn Fairfax does that as well. So they can call the city up and see what they can do to help in the city, clean up trash. And you don't have to call anybody. You can go out the door and you can pick up trash around the neighborhood. You can go to the adults in your neighborhood, talk to them, and see what they did, and just help out and see as much as you can and help as much as you can do. And another thing I would do is to tell them to just have an impact on others. Don't just say you want to do something, but do it with a sincere heart and tell your friends that they need to do this as well and make them see the importance of the community.
Volunteering your service is an opportunity to help, to connect, and to do some common good. How are you getting involved in your community? Remember to check out clips of the show on Facebook. Write a comment and keep us posted on what's going on. Who knows, maybe next time we could be highlighting you. Well, that's it for the episode. I'm Roland Denberry III, and you've been watching